Yo, check me out, I'm elderb. It is the return of saturDayZ. You should be well into your weekend, halfway through for, the most of the ways we figure that out. Hopefully you're having a good one. This series we haven't done in months and months. We had a 3 month break, right? So, it's been at least that long. I think maybe closer to 4 months. But I've been having so much fun playing DayZ that my return back from my breaks, I figured instead of playing some new games, we'll pop into some DayZ and hit up kind of the series where you left off. We were doing, I think, Deer Isle most recently. Maybe we were doing Deadfall. But regardless, we're returning to Deadfall. I'll cut the blabbing to a minimum because if you're here for it, you've already seen it, so you know what's up. Now, in this instance, we're not starting fresh. I do have a character on the server we're going to jump into. The server is about half full right now, which doesn't seem like a lot, but the spot we're going to is probably the second, pretty close tied to first most dangerous spot on the map. So we're potentially going to start fresh anyway, not of our own doing. We're just about ready to get into the passage. I literally have everything we need to jump in the passage. There was a lot of shooting going on inside the passage 2 nights ago when I had logged out, and it's kind of the same time of night, so potentially the same type of activities gonna be going on, but we'll check it out. We'll chat a little bit about it later, but next week is going to be the last saturDayZ for at least a month, if not 2 months. I'll be away for work, so that'll be a thing. But yeah, we'll at least get a session or two in. Hopefully we can get as close to getting our hands on the maker as possible. I think it's more likely to complete the quest on Deadfall solo than it is Deer Isle, even though both are obviously very difficult. But who knows? Maybe we'll change it up. If we do die tonight, when we do die tonight, we'll just start over, keep a new character rolling, and then continue that on through the series at least next week. If not, when we return in a month or two, when work allows for me to get back to it. But enough of that. I haven't even loaded the game up yet, so I'm gonna blab at you just a little bit longer as we are loading in, because I didn't want to kind of like be hiding in a bush and then get murdered before we even start the stream. So here we go. We're loading in right now. Tea of the evening is Earl Grey. It's time for DayZ. We're going to stare at the intro screen just for a little bit longer, just as she gets loaded in and I deal with any PBO or login or auth player state or any of the nonsense errors that are potentially going to happen. And then after we get those through, we'll get logged in. I did think about setting up a little blur in the bottom left for the server messages. I think this one restarts in like an hour and a half, so we might cut stream a little early, but traditionally saturDayZ is not viewed live very much, if at all, and more so people watch it after the fact. So regardless, it's okay if we do cut it about what's that end up being? About half an hour earlier than scheduled. Not a big deal. There's a nice little gooey splop on my second screen here, which is bothering me. All right, as you can potentially hear very silently, not so much over my shouting in the background, we are loading in. So as soon as we do so, I'll plop you over and quit filling time with nonsense. There we go. Here we go. We're going to hang out for just a second, too, because I don't know, like I said, I don't know what we're going to be getting into right away. Yeah, there's a dropped press vest right there. I think we have a... Yeah, that's what... Okay, that's in front of us. This is exactly what I anticipated was... That's through. So yeah, we're probably not going to live very long here, but let's see what we can do. Yeah, shots on my right are inside the passage. There was shooting that sounded closer than to do like a communications or something out, POI out that way. I was really hoping I was closer to the door too. Yeah, there's the entrance there. I don't like particularly going into number 2. This is in the middle. 1 and 3 obviously being on the outsides. But you just don't know who, you know, if there's already somebody in there. If you come in from the outsides, you can kind of keep an eye on your back. We're going to have to go slowly in here too. I really don't want to bring him in. That's alright, let's go. We're exposed anyway. Another press vest. I kind of like the green. We're going to crack this and probably be heard immediately. 101 mag, that's pretty big. We have, oh my goodness, 3 cleaning kits. That might be slightly excessive. Ah, that's a bummer. I'd really like to grab that, but let's make a bunch of noise and draw attention to ourselves. This is my least favorite part of going in and out of the passage. I think we had a bunch of lockpicks, did we not? Let's stand here in the doorway. There we go, they were right there. Stand in the doorway with that door there. People tend to shoot these doors for some reason, so that's going to be somewhat of a deterrent. Okay, this is not locked. Oh, I don't like coming in here. Yeah, you can hear the shots to my right, so there's somebody inside here shooting. Yeah, but instead of like hatcheting a door, people will tend to shoot those doors for some reason, so then you kind of know like right away what you're getting into. Okay, I think for your guys' sake, I need to throw the gamma filters on. Yeah, I'm gonna throw both of them on. It does wash out the inventory pretty badly, but you saw what it looked like if I don't do that. You kind of can't see anything. We have a head torch, right? Yeah. Let's get our filter on our hotbar. Okay, we have a zombie in front of us. So that's good news at least. I was really hoping we'd have a sight on our pistol for this by the time we got in here, so we wouldn't be somewhat blind firing, but it'll be okay. And I have to keep reminding myself too that we're gonna have to use the light. This sucks. Oh, where'd he go? Oh, there's another behind me. We're at door 2. I need to keep reminding myself that. It's so hard to see these guys. I'm not super good at navigating from not the outsides either. So that'll be another extra challenge there. Was there... I can't see anything through that scope. Oh yeah, okay, it's another zombie. We're going to attempt to just kind of scoot through as relatively quickly as we can, because I think I have 3 filters total. Yeah, like 2.5 by percentage. Oh, okay. So ideally, we can get a punch card from one of these homies and move on out of here. Because cracking the light on and off is not the best in the main hallways here. Could have gone the other way too. This is kind of bringing me towards... I think door 3 is on this end. And we're looking for the chain link. This should be the snack shacks. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to loot too much, but at the same token, I don't want to not loot. And okay, zombie. It's like, oh my god, I'm talking over a player making noise over here. I can't see unless the gas like perfectly lines up. Yeah, I don't have a ton of time either with the filter amount that we've got. That didn't even give me the prompt there. That was weird. Now, if you've been on some Z with me before, you know I hate tab looting, but as dark as it is, and kind of in the passage in general, just to make sure... What do we have for bag? We have the same size. That one is better size-wise, but I'm not going to change bags just for that sake. I hate tab looting, but since you have to like scramble around in the dark to try and find a punch card, I kind of necessitate it a little bit. I hate that that's the case, but... No, I also haven't heard at least the same level of shots since we've been in. So it's very possible those shots were on the app, like the actual other side, like through the passage. But who knows? Okay, here's our turn. I think this is a zombie in front of me. I really hope it is, since I'm about to light him up. Yeah, let's just go through. Yeah, he's over here. There he is. I love how I turned the light on to see him, and then when I actually needed to shoot him, I turned the light back off. That's slightly silly. The ambient noises in here are always driving me nuts. Okay, small AUG. We don't have a ton of 5.5. I know we've got a decent amount though. Man, if nothing else, I just want to triple carry it for the mag for the time being. I do need to be able to kill zombies pretty easily though, so that's kind of a pain. If you couldn't see on the washed out screen there, it's a small AUG, tiny AUG. I guess let's just do this. Put this off to the side here. I might regret not having that later, but I think for the time being it's fine. Do we have more than one Colt mag? No. Okay, that's also a little bit of a pain. This is not the ideal way to go about this. Kind of blasted through my first filter a lot quicker than I wanted. Let's be a little riskier in the interest of time here. Okay, so there's more than one zombie. That's good. Where's the office door? Close is not what I want. Please stay open. And then open big doors. Yeah, cool. Kind of want this light zombie to stay up, but he's gonna go down first here. Oh man, I can't see him at all now. So we had at least one more that way. Okay, filter's good. Gonna need space. I'm gonna drop some shotgun stuff. The Tetris is so funny when I struggle with it for a second, because it's like, just get it. What are you doing? Okay, where did our home guy? Our home guy, our homeo. We're gonna swap this out just so we stop the choking noise there. I'll let this guy get away. Okay, I think the move is to just scoot to the very end. And if need be, we can kind of stay out of the gas next to the door and go loud for bringing the zombies in to get a filter. Okay, we got 3 of them here, so we need to be careful. Fantastic shot. Okay, one left. It's two left. It's one more on the left there. I think there's a zombie up there too. Yeah, there's one on that like trash pile. And then that swang is another head torch from one. The bummer is I'm gonna have to light this up so I can see him. Okay, no punch card, another filter. Oh. This is a little bit of a giveaway if you know, but you either do or don't. No big deal. Either way. Okay, we had two more here. This is where, like, this is what gets you killed, essentially. Wandering around with your light on, looking for slain zombies. One here, one to the left. Okay. Nothing on him. There's his blood splatter. Nothing on him. Oh, okay. It is the zombie up top. 2 bullets. 2 bullets. Yeah, that's why I would like to have a mag for that. Or rather a sight for that, so I can see what I'm doing, since it's, you know, not the greatest in the pitch black. It's a slight exaggeration, but not by much. I think we'll be okay filter-wise. It'll just be down to, you know, how close are we getting on punch card. I really want to get up on this crate. Okay, I don't have to. Good. So let's say, but I don't want to jump up there. Let's just drop that out so he doesn't show up. Okay, if memory serves... Oh yeah, here we are. I was going to say, we're not that far. This should be like 0202? 0201. Yeah, I swear I just saw a light coming down the hallway, but that doesn't make a lot of sense there. We're gonna have to be a little more conspicuous, just so we can potentially get a card. I've logged out in the back of that truck before. I'd like to go the wrong way first. So if this isn't if this is the right way... Oh, Dividing Kingdom, I'm surprised your message got through there. What are we doing, SiriBot? Come on. Okay, let's do another swap. Let's do a decent one. Is this the right way? I don't want... Again, I don't... Yeah, I think this is the right way. Yeah, I actually don't want to do that. I want to hit the barracks first on the other side. The thing about logging out at the airfield is that you get so... Like... I guess disoriented is the word. There's a little bit of paranoia too, of course. But with shots going on around you... You don't know, you know, is somebody already inside? Did somebody pass you? Is somebody coming behind you? So you kind of get in without preparing. And by preparing, I mean like, I didn't bother eating or drinking or paying attention to any of that stuff. Alright, so there should be either like a camo building or HQ. Not an HQ, I think it's only a camo. Camo to barracks maybe at the end of this, and then we can check for punch card. Okay, so this one is camo. Lately, you just witnessed it there, my rig has been very chunky. And it's not a server thing, it's very much as temperatures get warmer and my computer attempts to cool itself with its jet engines going off, that are sometimes not so successful at doing so. AK shots. That's Mosin rounds. Do I not have any AK shots? I think we have extra crap. Spending too much time. Yeah, let's ditch that extra battery for now. For 6 AK rounds. Hopefully that's worth it. Oh, that's got to come with too. Okay, what do we have in here? A rope I really would like. The food I would really like. That's gonna... What do we got on this? Is this hopefully not in such good shape? Let's do that. My favorite thing about this map is kind of like the levels of preparation. And after we get through here, like players are still... Speaking of players, let's have a gun in our hands. Players are still a significant concern, but as you get further and further in, you're less concerned about drawing players and more concerned about having the right stuff to fight the things that you'll see exist. Okay, let's get through here. I don't think there's anyone behind me, but every time I think that is when I get shot in the back. That's maybe a slight exaggeration. And that's one of 3 ways to get in here, so it's not like that's actually going to deter anybody, but again, for some reason people like get, I don't know if it's a panic or they just think it's faster, but they start shooting a locked door and it's like, oh, okay, well now I know you're there. Okay, how we doing filters? About 1.5. Not terrible, not terrible. We don't have a ton of time to hang out when we get in here. I think this turned left, didn't it? Yeah. Hopefully... I don't know exactly where these kick you out. This is the part of the passage I'm the least familiar with. So my hope is we can get as close to the main door, the middle door, and go hit the train area. That's my hope. I also didn't pay attention to what server time is, so the other hope... Let's stack all the hopes on top of each other and see what happens here. My other hope is that we can come out on the other side and it's daytime, which I think it will be. Alright, let's do some of these. We really need, like, a lucky punch card. There we go. That's literally what I was about to say. Your dog food, that's going to take too long. Do we have guns we can fix up? No, not really. Keeping the epoxy. Well, we can drop a filter. We'll be a somewhat unintentional Good Samaritan and have somebody with a filter there that they'll be in need, I'm sure. Okay, if we can score a sweet gun in here too, that would be significant. Is this the 64 slot? It is. Badly damaged. We can fix it. I complained about the time it would take to swap bags, and here we have a better one, so... Patience and all that. Almost left this bandage. Okay, well in that case, we're not going to leave that filter. Mini sights, are they in good shape? They are not. That would have been good for the pistol. Okay, let's go snatch that filter up before we finish the rest of this. Backpack is good. I do think I'm going to take a second in here, actually, to fix that up. Let's see if we can get our huffing and puffing to quiet down a little bit as well. Yeah, shush. Shush, you're complaining. I think we're going to need another use of a sewing kit, so we think we have another. Still damaged. Yeah, okay. Good, good, good. Okay. Looking tough. Looking tough. I still kind of want to go through the train area. Provided I can find it, because I might be on the end. It's a good spot for guns. Magazines, too. I was about to say, if we can't get that... I'll bring him to the back here. If he's there, there's nobody at least in the hallway, so... Okay, that was fun. Alright, let's hang out for a second. Fill this guy up. We won't need too much longer. Got the card. There we go. It's a better helmet. It's gonna be chilly. We're going where it's chilly. Smoke, don't care about. I'm gonna take that just for sake of keeping our mask in better shape. What are we wearing? Leather, high insulation vest. Does that go over? I think it will. Yes, okay. Good switch. Better insulation, more storage. We like that. We like that a lot. Okay. A couple more field jackets. I think... yeah, we're okay boot-wise. That's the crazy helmet. And 2 crazy helmets. Alright. Get out of here and go right. Where's the... there we go. Oh, this is the split. We'll try this way. This might be the very end. I think it is. Yeah, this is the very end. Let's just make sure the door's not open. And there's not people waiting at it. Sometimes there's drop stuff here too. Not very often, but... okay. We'll, the textures sometimes. Especially when you go from light to dark. Or dark to light, rather. The difference back and forth will get me questioning, like... did I just see something? Now, I say that like the lighting matters. I'll do that anyway, but... let's take a little peek and then head on out. I said I might regret leaving the AUG, and I'm thinking about it. It's not a regret quite yet, but I'm not a huge fan of the SKS, especially where we're... well, that's not true. We're getting to a spot where I like having it, and then soon thereafter I prefer to ditch it, so I'll correct what I just said there. Did I make it? Yeah, okay. Alright, passage complete. Hopefully we don't get immediately shot on the other side here. If somebody is sitting there waiting, like, for that long, then I guess you've earned it. I don't see any traps. Door is unlocked. Both doors unlocked. Let's change that. Locking that door and standing in front of it while the main door is open, that's always what... that's the... oh, like, kind of the only time I'm like, is somebody gonna come out of the... like, just running up behind me, come through the door. Okay, nobody camping here. People do camp here, which sucks. Like, that's such a turdy way to get a kill, but... it happens. Okay. Now we have all the space in the world, right? That's the way it goes, unfortunately. I think we're good to move. We do have a good amount of 7.62. I would like to organize. Looking at that inventory grosses me out. And I'm going to keep peeking over at your screen there just to make sure I don't forget to turn the lighting filters off, because otherwise it's going to look like garbage when we get down here and we can actually see something. It's like a audio only stream for a little bit there, but we're coming out. Daylight will be upon us very shortly. As soon as we run down this ramp. The only reason I like to light cycle, there's a point where you get down here, and it's kind of irrelevant, right? Well, I'm obviously not doing it often enough. You'll see what I mean by it being irrelevant, because you get down here, And I can't see down there, but if you're at the bottom of it, you can see up here, which is kind of a mess. Like, you should have to do a little bit of a snake like we just did to prevent that from being a camping spot, but it's not, unfortunately. I think the only time you would kind of do that is if you heard shooting right behind you. I don't think you can hear the door this far down already. But regardless, if you camp the passage, we are not friends. I don't remember how we're doing on water. I saw we have like 7 chlorine tablets, so water's not going to be an issue. I just don't know what the current state is. I'm unlikely to have dirty water, but I think the biggest thing when you play so many characters on different servers, which obviously community only, you forget, like, you know, did this character get to a well? Did this character have to fill from a river? So on and so forth. Okay, so here's what I was talking about. So it lights up the whole thing, right? But you can sit here and just, like, wait. So all that way that we couldn't see. So you should have to snake through the rocks a little bit more so people can't do that, but what are you going to do? I can't love everything about the map and then complain about little things like that. Now here we're just looking for zombies. Zombies, good. I don't think this is the one where you don't get wet. That would have been ideal, but I don't think I'm going to take... Yes, I am. What if we get an R12? I don't think you can get an R12 on this side anymore, but you never know. Gonna take that site too, just in case. The drop stuff here is interesting. Those are always sneaky spots, because you can kind of peek up here. But I think... Yeah, where the zombies are, we're okay. This is the one where you don't have to get wet, so that's good. Inevitably, though, yeah, there we go. I forgot. I said I was going to look at your screens, and I totally forgot to turn the filters off, so sorry about that. That's better there. Just took me a minute to realize it. Inevitably, even though this is where you don't have to get wet, I'll miss these jumps and then splash into the water there. Okay, shots to the right in one of the camps. Good to keep track of. Just your hat. I don't think there's ever anything in these, but... What's the water situation? Yeah, that tells me that's probably not clean. I don't know if we have water in the pot. We do not. I can get that other places, though, so I'm probably not going to do that. And with 7 chlorine tabs, let's just chlorinate this just to be safe. We have a ton of food, though, so I'm probably not even going to fire up. Usually you have to just to get the, just to dry out. So this should be the westernmost. So we're going to go towards those shots, which is, I guess, fortunate for excitement, but unfortunate for longevity. Yeah, there we go. Good timing daylight-wise. Yeah, a couple of the main kind of military points of interest are this way. So that could have been PvE shots, but it obviously could have been players shooting other humans. Yeah, the big concern over here obviously is warmth. But we have so much food that I don't really care, at least initially. It just kind of helps us to lose weight, and eating more helps you lose weight. To lose the food weight. So at least for a little bit, we're not going to do any fires. Excuse me. I think the military camp, it was either behind us or it's just up here to the left. I don't remember which. But for sure there's like the cave bit that you can go inside and then you go on top of, which will be pretty much straight in front of us. It'll be kind of the first major one we come across if the camp isn't over here. I forget which side of the exits that is. Stamina is pretty garbage, so I think we'll stay minimal with things like water and just grab it as we need it rather than carry some with us. Okay, I honestly did think we were going to come across... I usually call it stone hedge because that's kind of what's on top of it. Something similar looking anyway. Skeleton in front of me. So this guy is the least of our worries on this side. He usually has friends too, so you need to be wary of that. I can hear one closer. So what better way to stay safe than to sprint right on by him? Yeah, okay, there's our first stop. Is that a heli? Oh, it is. That's a long run. I can't believe we can hear it from that far away, actually. You probably couldn't. Pretty faint. Southwest from here. So that would be... I gotta think about that. We're northwest. So in the southwest corner is... Which one is that? The one right before the castle, I think. Oh, man. We kind of have to take a chance on not going. It's on the other side of the maze. Wait a second. No, we're going west. So no, this is the way we're heading. It's the way it's this way. Yeah. Okay. So we have the main military and then the secondary military, I'll call it. South of that. And that's, I think, where that crash just was. That one is a little bit more in the open. The back of the base is really exposed. But if we can get a half of the key in this session already, do the maze either... probably not both of those things are going to happen tonight. But do the maze next week, we'd be ready for endgame in our final session. That'd be pretty big. We obviously have a lot of work to do between now and then, but we'll see what we can do. We'll do this, and then maybe we'll cut the corner and go to that base straight away. We'll just have to see if there's any shots that kind of come from that direction. Because there's definitely people on this side, so that will be pretty highly contested. I always check that area, and nothing spawns there, so I don't know why I do that. Force a habit, I suppose. How is my knife? Pristine. Is this a mini sight? Baraka. You can't put Baraka on a pistol, can you? This is like a beginner question. I'm pretty sure the answer is no. This is like a rifle thing. Yeah. I have to remember it's not as quiet right now as it has been on traditional saturDayZ playthroughs. K-pants, standard mag, that's big too. So when we find a 5.56 gun, we've got a decent amount of mags. I'd like an AUG, but you know, whatever we can get really. We're not coming in this way, or out this way rather. Not that we're going to hear that from outside, but okay, let me look at how you're light's doing. Not too bad. I'll leave you no filter. Okay, we need to take a second and clear the way for pouches for sure. Let's do some cleaning kits and then a mag, and that should do. This is like the worst spot to pick to start clearing the way for this stuff, but it's okay. I said I'd organize, and that needs to happen sooner than later. It's gross in here. Is it big enough? Yeah. It wasn't where I thought it was going to go, but that works. Because at one of the other militaries, we'll for sure get a plate. That should be OMK patrols. Okay, so pretty unlikely that anybody's here. We don't need... Can we clear away for saline? We can. Do we have... We have morphine. Jeez. Who's organizing this thing? Nobody. That's who. Okay, there we go. 2 salines is good. Excessive. It's too much, but obviously I'll take it. This one is usually a bit of a longer haul for less stuff. The very top is where the best stuff is. So you kind of almost want to just run up there, but... Foul mag, that's good. Nothing else. I bet that's southwest. I bet that's the heli. East. Okay. That's either the mill entrance, where we would have come out of one of the other exits. I think that's the only thing that could be. That's interesting. So there were other folks that were coming out of the passage as we were working our way out of there. Okay, looks like some mags. AKM mag. Mag C. Yeah, we need AKM is 7.62, right? Where... What's the 74? We actually don't have much 74 ammo at all. Yeah, 7.62. So if I can trade the SKS out for an AKM, get an AUG to go in the bag for 5.56, and then I guess we'd do a FAL and trade out the Tundra for endgame, I would be pretty happy. You know, no wishful thinking. I guess a DMR would be ideal for the Tundra, and that's kind of a good spot after the maze. Pretty reasonable request. Couldn't remember what that was. I don't really care about charcoal tablets anymore. I have to remember to, on the way out of here, to wring our pants out. They will be wet. Matches. We have a lighter. That's how you know that I'm like... I'm not thinking about where we are. I'm like, ooh, do I want these matches? More tab leading in the dark. Drives me nuts, but it's almost necessary. I'll miss a little box of ammo or something that's pretty crucial at this point in the game. I will take that fishing hook, just in case. Then we don't have to worry about bones and nonsense like that later. Got something there. Is that a rock? That's a rock. Good job. More food. Food is good. Okay, let's go up to the top. The top seems like a place that people log out a lot. We've had more than one person kind of log in as we were going up here. Or at least run past it if we just, you know... Ooh, I don't think I've done that once the whole time I played this map, so that turned out better than it could have. I usually run across and then crouch. That was interesting. Okay. Crisis averted. This is the way I want to go. But yeah, when we'll hear a heli crash or shots or something, we'll run by this monument. Or this rock formation, I suppose it is. And there'll be a dude up top, like, waving at us. Like, oh, okay. I don't think you, like, fall to break your leg anywhere. I think it's just kind of a pain to go from where you do fall to run all the way back up. There we go. Light situation wasn't too bad. I mean, you might get a seizure from the flash there, but... Get a seizure? Have a seizure. Let's let's go with that. Yeah, up here, there'll just be like a random dude with a fire going, or... We had a fire going up here once, and the guy logged in on the other side, so we kind of just like... I don't even think we had a conversation. I think we just kind of like looked at each other and ran away. Warsaw Mount. I don't have anything that'll need that. The 308? 556. We need to figure out space for this mag. Well, figuring out is not as complicated as we made it sound. Okay, let's go back in. We'll take the U-turn and then do the drop-down exit. We do need to keep an eye on our boots, though. And then when we, right before we drop down, I think we'll ring out there. So we're not quite so chilly. I think the drop-down exit is more for convenience sake, because it kicks you out on the correct side than it is, like, expedience. I really doubt it's quicker. In fact, I would probably put some money on it that it's much slower than just running out, but... I always call it the skeleton drop down since there's one hanging out there. I don't think anything spawns in here. I say that as I get another AKM mag. It's gotta happen. Like, that's gotta be a thing we get. Okay. Man, what a mess this is. I think we're gonna commit to no shotgun. I think that's the way to go. We have another box of 45. I probably should crack that open too. Let's do that. It's no secret that we're here if you've made your way in this far, so... And actually, while we're here too, let's do this. Do a little 45 reload, bring out some pants, and then drop on down. Where did you find room for that? Oh, this huge space. Let's commit to not having stuff. Oh, that's where the gun is. That's why. Yeah, this was here and then was being annoying and plopped it out. Don't look in your inventory when you do stuff. You'll stop paying attention. Okay. Yeah, let's ring out. Should just be pants, I think. Oh, firefighter pants. That's why they're so good. Don't have to worry about them. All right, let's go. Now, there were those shots to the east. And again, over here, it's always hard to tell. Were they shooting at monsters? Were they shooting at people? Regardless, you know, evidence of humans is about... That was longer than I'd like. So, east of us, if they don't go immediately south, they're coming this way. So that is something to be mindful of. Nothing like going the wrong way. Jeez, it feels like there's 3 times as many drops than there usually are. I know that's not the case, but... Yeah, I probably should do like 1 filter click for you guys for areas like that. I think I'll do that next time. Fleece jumper, we have flannel shirt. Ice axe. What do we have on the bag? Oriental machete. I think that's heavier though, right? Under a kilogram. So we're good. Under a gram. The lightest ice axe in existence. Alright, now I'm pretty sure this kicks you out on the south side. Yeah. So we're kind of pointed exactly where I want it. Now we're going to cut the corner. As discussed, we'll skip the kind of the juicier military and go to the small base and see if we can can grab that heli. I really doubt it. There were shots from that way. That heli crash was a good couple, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes ago. So there's probably already folks running to it that have looted it, but we'll check it out. We'll see. I was gonna say the little river will kind of dial us into where we need to go also, so provided I don't get crazy and go off the beaten path here, we should work our way right to it. Because the maze should be to our left. And then this river should lead us right to the castle, I think. There's a mushroom here, that's not great. And it's fresh. Yeah, we might be respawning much sooner than we thought. I mean, we made it through the passage, so that's something. But a mushroom there is not great news. All the loot in this little castle is up top there, though. So if somebody was in there, hopefully we would have just seen them kind of popping around. But like we said, there's definitely people about. You never know either on this map. You know, with a half-full server, are half of those people on this side, or are they on the other side? They're gonna hear me coming up this way, so clearing it is never my strong suit. Okay. Those are the same boots we have, except those are a little fancier looking. I got some 5.56. Oh, no way, I'm out of space. Don't get rid of any of your garbage. Eat for space. Everybody loves a gas lamp. Is that epoxy? Oh yeah, let's face the direction from where the shots were, so we know where our shooters come from. Alright, I do want that, I've got the leather kit and the epoxy. I don't need a fresh one, we're fine. Stop hoarding. This is all food and rope. Yeah, I'm not, God, we need to organize. I'm not as grossed out with my inventory as I thought I'd be. It's not as terrible. This is where I just checked. Okay, let's get out of here. Player check, player check. Didn't get shot yet. That scared the life out of me. That little hop I thought was me getting shot at. This is just a 56er, right? Yeah. It's a good looking bag though. We've got the new 64 slot though, so we're all set for a little bit. I think that's as big of a bag as you can get on Deadfall. It's no craziness. Deer Isle, what is there? It's 120 I think is the stag bag with spots for your guns. That's what you need. That's the ticket. I am thoroughly convinced there's either going to be people at this base, or at the very least, the crash is going to be, is already going to be looted. I hate when I'm on the snow and you can't see your stamina bar. Oh, don't go there. Yeah, regardless, let's start a timer. In the next 15 minutes, let's pay attention to where we're going to. Within the next 15 minutes, we are going to get shot. For sure. You know, like when you're in an area where there's been a lot of shooting and you've gotten into like 2 or 3 fights and you've been hanging around, sorting loot, licking your wounds, reloading mags, and you just get that feeling like, oh, somebody's definitely about to come around that corner. And then you get the old black screen. Oh, come on, where? Please get up there. Especially when you do stuff like that. That feeling is very strong. Yeah, because look how far you can see up on our POI that we were on. You can see all the way down here, so we've been mighty visible for quite a bit. Okay, now I think... it's that way? Yeah, because this is the other military. I think what we'll do is we'll go down to the heli crash base. Man, where can I get across here? I think I already blew my spot where I could. Yeah, it's over here. We'll go down to heli crash base, and then if we live, after our timer goes off, we'll come back up and check that base. That base usually has some good stuff. It's like the second best one over here. The best one is the big stairs in the southeast corner. So that'll obviously be the ultimate goal, but if we can get a 5.56 gun, I'll do the maze. And then our best guns are going to come from underneath anyway, post-maze. Oh, don't get stuck here. Did you just get stuck? Good man, good man. Could have crossed over here 10 minutes ago and not been wasting all this time, but, you know, here we are. Yeah, I think the mistake I always make is I end up going way too far left. And I think the base is more further to the right, like it's closer to the wall. Morgan kind of always points that out. I always, like, I'm trailing off this way, thinking I'm gonna hit the river that leads to it, and then I end up leading us astray. He's gotten wise to it. He's like, you're not leading the way anymore. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on that side. But I do want to just kind of keep heading south. This directly in front of us should basically be directly south. Yeah, okay. I kind of want to test it on theory out, because I think you kind of hit a river that'll lead you to it, even if you go astray like I kind of am. I think one of the interesting things to think about with DayZ is the pathing that players take. Like, I don't know what other players usually do. I know what Morgan and I usually do, and, you know, I'm kind of doing the exact same thing. And this side is kind of set up where you don't have a lot of other options. You know, that's kind of what you're going to do also, because that's where the quest items are and such. But you might never cross paths with somebody just because they don't follow the, you know, either the same or opposite direction paths that you do. So when you take a map like Cherno, where there's no discernible quests, I mean, this isn't a new thought, obviously, I'm just rambling. Like, the infinite possibilities of you maybe never seeing somebody are, like, exponential on that map. Okay, I think my theory has failed me. I think if I haven't already hit it, then I need to go to the right here. I don't think that's it in front of me. Let's go take a look at that, though. Go take a peek. No, that's not it. That's that little Millie. We've been shot there before. I think it's like the tent and a couple vehicles. Yeah, I need to cross here. I really need to not SKS out in the open, though. Let's maybe use the sniper. The rifle. It's funny how everything gets designated a sniper. Oh, no, yeah, do I need to go to the right? I do remember those tents, but I think Endgame Castle starts to get visible if it's a little foggy right now. Otherwise, we should be able to see it. Oh, come on. Climb better. And at this point, I don't know if I've passed it already or not. got into some fights there too. I think I might have. I think I might have to go back to the right, go back north. Because if you kind of hug the wall on the way down south, you're in a little better position to see it. I did keep thinking the riverbed. Oh, jeez, that scared me. Where is he? There he is. Well, our timer's not up yet, and we're drawing attention to ourselves, so let's get out of here a little bit. Stuck between two military bases where one of them has a heli crash at it right now. Not the best place to be shooting, but you know, what are you gonna do? I don't know how many hours I have on Deadfall, but the noises still get me every time. I was blabbing about my my theory on the mill base, and going south to hit the river is kind of like a backstop, and then you know to go west from there. But that theory obviously fell through. I think that's our indication that we need to go north. This is too close to the wall, though. I think that's that little cave system, so I think I am south of it. I'm not ashamed to cheat and and pull up the map. Thanks to DayZ.xam. I don't know if that's like an exam, or if there's you know, an intended acronym there, if that's what country of origin his website's hosted or what, but the I Survive alternative, if you will. And I had kind of I'm not trying to be a turd to the guy or anything, but I had kind of pointed out he was on Reddit the other day kind of advertising his site, which, like, you know, good on him. I don't know what efforts you have to go through to kind of make a map off of these files and stuff, but it's more effort than I put into it. But I was like, I Survive has got a little more legible icons, and he's like, yeah, it's a struggle. And this, at first, you know, traditional Reddit, people are downvoting and disagreeing, and it's like, you know, you have the option to disagree and downvote as much as you want. That doesn't change that I think I Survive has better icons. And he's like, yeah, no, that's something to consider. So at least a very diplomatic, I don't expect the dude to change it based on what I think, but a very diplomatic response from at least a website DayZ tool owner. So good on that dude. So if not for all of your map needs, at least for Deadfall, go check that site out. Very helpful. The tourist map does you good enough on the other side, but over here, the tourist map is blank. Yeah, I've really screwed the pooch on where the river is. Now I'm questioning if I need to be on the other side, but I think last time I did that, we had to run back across that frozen riverbed and come closer to the rocks. So I don't know. I don't know what the move is. We'll just keep running. There we go. That's what I was waiting for. There is that. Okay. So closer to the rocks is still the move. Because you'll eventually get this. The actual lake. And then it is like on the edge of it. Should be on the other side of these trees. That's it there. Yeah, there's the crash. I kind of want to go... So to the left is the easier way to get in, but to the right you can actually see in it. Let's see if I can go over the ledge here and just peek. We also need to eat something. What's... we had bacon. Let's crack that. Go a little bit more for space. Less about sustainability. The other thing that's going to frighten me here in a minute is the timer that I said we'd get shot before. But we are getting up to the heli crash, so we still might make it. What does our timer have on it? 4 minutes. So by the time we peek over this edge, run around the lake, and then get to the crash, yeah, we might get shot. So regardless, though, that is also going to scare me, so we'll see what happens. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be in the best vantage point to see. Yeah, we're going to be too far away to actually see if the zombies are up. Well, there we go. Zombies up. There's two, I guess three different possibilities here. One is somebody's camping it. Two is that folks get over here but don't actually know the locations or the quest. So, you know, you kind of be running towards a heli crash but not really have any idea what you're looking for. Because that one's kind of hard. You're not going to believe me when we look at it from here. But if you're coming from any other direction, it's kind of hard to point, like pick up on that smoke. And then three is that, you know, somebody's like on their way into it right now. Or we get in, we loot it, we get half the key, we get out. My timer goes off and scares me and we don't get shot. You never know. I'm not being very cautious tonight either, though. Like, the chances are being taken. I'm even letting my stamina run out, like in the middle of the ice sheet. Like, it's fine. It's fine. I don't like, though, playstyle where you're just like, you know, creeping around in the woods the whole time, trying to avoid shots. You just kind of get bored at that point. Like, it's almost better to get shot and killed and have, you know, kind of lived your life a little bit. Most people disagree. The majority of people disagree, and I get it. You don't want to run around for hours and hours just to do something stupid and get shot for it, but at the same time, I feel like I'd rather run around for 45 minutes and have it be more fun and exciting and get to where I want to go than creep around for 3 hours, not see anybody, and then get shot anyway. So what difference does it make? That's a new player tip that I'm always kind of like hesitant to give people. Like, oh, be quiet, hide in the woods. Nah, go have fun. Sprint around, make some noise. Run up on a heli crash without scouting it out thoroughly. What's the worst that could happen? I might demonstrate what the worst is that could happen in just a few seconds here. That's the drop-in, isn't it? Yeah. I think I need to be on the other side to do this safely. Let's go around. Let's do something safe. Although if there's anybody under there, they definitely know I'm here. We were running through, we did the, I don't think there's a heli crash. Hey, there's a knife there. I think we were just coming to the base. And we went underneath afterwards, and there was a dude just by the little campfire bit. Just hanging out, warming up. We had been like running around, killing zombies out back. No, there weren't zombies, that's right, because there was no heli crash. But like, we ran into the room he was in. I don't even think he turned around. I wonder if he had like stepped away for a moment. I think I need to get up here, or it's going to be harder to get in there. But yeah, like, there is no secret that I'm here if you're down there, or anywhere in the area here. Clandestine is not the word of the evening. Especially if you were coming from that way and I'm running, like you shoot me in the back right here. I'd hear him in the water though too. Okay, I do want to be a little discreet, just in case. Oh my goodness, the timer just went. I don't think I have that set so you guys can hear it, but this is what's going to kill me, trying to get a sight I don't need currently. The timer just went. I don't think I have it set up to where you can hear it. And I jumped out of my skin, much like I said I was going to do. Okay, the other big negative is our lack of space. And we're about to go loot a hopefully very lucrative heli crash. And not have any space for anything. Alright, let's go down here first. There's usually a captain at these, so hopefully that doesn't get us straight away here. Yeah, so this heli crash is way worse than the others because that back is so open to everything out there. I'm so bad at letting go of the breath hold. To at least conserve a little bit. I see a helmet. I do see a gun over there. Ah, you turd. Okay. I see several guns. Oh, we have another friend. Oh, SVD. I don't think we have a mag, though. We have a mag for... No, stop eating that. What are you doing? Let's bring this guy over here. Mag in it, and we have a mag. I'm a big fan of that. There's a boot table over there. It's the worst thing about being a heavy boy is not being able to heavy swing. Okay, let's go get some stuff before we start. God, the ambient noises get me all the time. That's 556. Let's get the SVD. Let's make a bunch of noise with it. Clunk, 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 clunk. Is there a case? Is there a case? M4. Woo! Another LAR. No, there's no case. Oh, that kind of sucks. I mean, obviously the guns are super good. Let's go over here. No, there's not really a safe place here. Now the question is, I don't have any SVD mags. I don't have any SV98 mags for that matter. Well, we're obviously taking this. That goes without saying. I'm not keeping the 10 rounder though, especially when it's messed up. I think all we have are 30s, AK mag, AK mag. Do we only have 3? Yeah, it's an AUG mag. Okay, well, we're keeping it regardless, obviously. That's our 5.56 gun for now. The question is, man, I want the SVD too. I don't know how an LAR is at range. What is happening with that? Is that gonna... Okay. I guess you can't... Is that because I'm laying down? Yeah, okay. Just a little glitch there. I have no idea how this is at range, but we have to find out, I think. Oh, man. So here's my dilemma. I don't want to leave the SVD. Like, I really, really want to take that with. But I don't have a Mosin gun, Mosin ammo gun, if you will, anyway. This is so dumb. I need to not be loading mags here, but we're going to do it real quick. So if I had a Mosin or like an SV98 and I was replacing it with SVD, I'd chamber it for a little bit, but I don't even have a Mosin gun to swap out with. So the fact that we're doing, you know, Tundra for LAR, that's a one-to-one swap. It sucks. SK is going to be AKM, and then the M4 is going to be kind of our end game gun there too. Let's get out of here. This is dumb to stay here, just to be just to be yakking about what guns we want. LAR there. Having 7 rounds to shoot at somebody up here is not smart either. But let's get underneath, at least a little more concealed. Before I start messing around with cleaning mags and reloading and... Yeah, so this little tunnel, like, you can hear me splashing, obviously, if you were in here. And there's the little spots up top where, like, you know, we saw that knife on the bench down here. You'll see here in a second. This dude was just at this fire. Like, I almost looked at it in disbelief, right there. Like, walked into this room. I think this was the knife bench, wasn't it? Oh, I hope not, because the knife's gone. Must have been this one. Yeah, okay. I didn't even know you could see in that one. Just walked in and like, oh, there's some human there. 380. Oh, it's 760. Okay. I was like, what's 380 doing in here? But he was just hanging out, chilling by the fire. I'm pretty sure I did like a double take, like in disbelief that a man was sitting there in this area hanging out by a fire. Oh, bayonets. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Okay. Let's get over here. Augmag was in there. I think this 30 rounder is kind of the only other thing that we've got. I don't even care to keep the 10 round, but I need to for the time being at least. I need to organize this crap. This is too much. Too much. Yeah, there's our 30 rounder. So 2 30 rounders. That's not terrible. It's kind of maze direction, I think. We'll stay face this way while we're messing around so we can feel that out. That wasn't close though. At least that's what I tell myself to remain comforted. I don't recall seeing the server restart message, so we should be good all the way through the session. So we got about 45 more minutes. So I think what we'll do, there's no point to move to check the other heli crash sites. I don't want to repair that though. That might get me jammed, but we will repair this other one. Yeah, I don't think there's any point to go to the other millies where the heli crashes, so I think I might go through the maze. I think we'll go through the maze tonight, and then that's probably get enough time to either right before we go in or through on the other side. We'll log out there and then pick it up next week, post maze, if you will. Now, ideally, that's always tough because it's always better if you can get all the way through that, loot it, log out in there, and then loot it the next time. But we'll see. We'll see what time looks like, and if we die, there's always that. Don't ever forget that possibility. Okay, pretty happy with our guns here. We'll figure this out later. Probably when we're at a fire underneath. I do need to figure it out a little bit, though, because we need room for sticks. Which, that's going to get us 5, but we need a lot more room than that. We'll figure it out. We'll eat a little bit, do some other stuff. Do I have any water right now? I don't think so. Yeah, the pot's empty. Let's go back, and we'll do the cooking pot worth of water. This takes an optic, right? Oh, it has an optic. Hide off to the corner. Battery, battery, battery. Oh, it's the radio. I thought for a moment that I heard human feet. This is... Oh, okay. I think that's more than one... Yeah. That's more than one person in the maze. Yeah, that's not a fight. So 2 shooters. That does sway my options a little bit. You can't get... Yeah, you can get me up there, but... I don't want to hang out here too much longer regardless. I swear I just heard steps to my left. I'd really like to not be filling the spot anymore. It could have been the rock noise too. That's what we're going to go with anyway. To make me feel comfy about it. Yeah, let's do the pot later. That's not what I wanted. We'll drink in a minute. Let's get out of here first. Gosh, stamina is gross. Grossly low. Yeah, so before I thought I heard something there. the debate is now, with 2 guys in the maze, do we even bother heading in that way? Or do we go to the other military bit, potentially get some goods, and then plan on the maze next week? I think that might be the move. We have best installation. Before the food, or hunger, I forget how, obviously I don't remember what he says. Smoke grenade. 9 times out of 10 that's a smoke grenade, but there's some stuff that can spawn there on that little bench. I don't think there's any more spawns in here. This is the little stuff that I forget, like, you know, where's the last loot spawn, and I don't remember this curving back here at all. What you can and can't get in these places, all that kind of stuff. I never remember. I mean, I barely remember which way to go. I think those are medium. High. And smoke. Okay. Let me whip the camera around a bunch just to try and figure out where we came in there. That's the only saving grace about that one, is you don't quite know where people are going to come out. You get, I think just 2? Just the stairs and then that exit, if you heard somebody splashing around in there. Yeah, people at the maze. That's that little castle bit. I wonder if we go north then. Oh, is he aggroed? That was a skeleton. No, okay. Let's go north. This is one of those decisions that might get us killed because we might run into somebody now that we've kind of changed course here, but we'll go to the big base in the... I guess it's like... I was going to go with Caldera, but it's not a volcano, so that doesn't quite cut it. What do these sites look like? Okay, they're pretty good. It's not a mesa. Whatever this little formation is, this little moated rock castle, I guess. We'll go to that base, hit that, probably get like between, maybe just outside of it, so we can at least see next time if there's a heli crash at it or not. And then we can decide either between that base or this base, do a heli crash again, and then do the maze. So next week, since we got through the passage this week, next week we'll definitely do a kind of a tandem mission. Find a heli crash. We'll do the maze, whether or not we do find a crash, and then at least get that half of the key. The heli crash half is always the toughest bit. You're just kind of like, especially in the instance where it just happened, you get the crash finally, and then there's no key there. Kind of a bummer, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Yeah, so I kind of blabbed about it a little bit in the beginning, but next week will be the last... I keep saying last. There'll be a brief pause after next week's episode for a good couple weeks, for sure. I'll be tied up with work. Boo. Yeah, I think this, I think I've gotten to here, and we're relatively well geared. I would like a plate, ideally. I mean, I say that. As soon as we get kind of through further and we're not worried about players anymore, I don't really care about a plate, and I'd rather have more stamina, but that ship is kind of already sailed anyway. But ammo-wise, we're looking pretty good. Relatively gun-happy. If we get a DMR... There's a shot there. That might be where we just came from. Pilot jacket. If we get a DMR, I'm obviously going to drop the LAR, even if we have to chamber it, but... I don't know if that's accurate. I've got 2 LAR mags. We don't have much 308 though either. Hopefully we go through the maze and we get a good ammo crate underneath. And then we can kind of get some 308. I think you only get one box, which kind of sucks, but... Oh no. I think it's like about the same place the first one came out. Oh, we're all making noise. Okay, you're gonna be a pain. I don't know if that was a skeleton to my right. It's another wraith. I don't really want to walk towards it, but yeah, there he is. It's really, really strange how he didn't pick up on that, but... Okay, let's get out of this area, huh? Yeah, that's the maze then. At first I was questioning it because there weren't quite enough successive shots, but yeah, those boys are monster fighting. I'm getting better position gun-wise, ammo-wise rather. I've got enough cleaning kits, so that'll be okay for the final bit. I don't have any maker stuff. So we're like... If I had both parts of the key right now, I wouldn't go endgame quite yet. I think the big factor is how much stuff you can get after the maze. I think that'll kind of determine your run. Alright, let's go up here and get these mags reloaded and drink some water. There's a lot of skeleton spawns on the way here, though, so that's... I think there's some more wraith spawns, too. It's a good tree, though. Good tree. Need to clean this other LAR mag up, too. And apparently, open some more 5.56. The biggest relief, other than that bird screaming in your ear, is when you finally, like, decide what guns you're actually sticking with. So I can ditch all these stupid mags that I'm going to carry around until we see what we get. That is obnoxiously loud. I know I'm in their tree and all, but come on now. That's the same base. Change of plans. So we're like in double trouble at this point. We've shot, the maze is shooting, and here's second heli crash in the same location. It's not the first time that's happened on this map too. It's kind of nice. You could run around for hours and hours and not even get one. I think Morgan and I have done like a 2.5, 3 hour session. Like done the whole L. Northwest corner to southeast corner, trying to find the 4 out of the 4 spots. And we didn't get a single one. So 2 in, what are we at? Under 2 hours? Right about an hour and a half? That's pretty crazy. That's super lucky. But I do think our chances for survival just kind of, this took a big hit. There's going to be my discarded SVD. And then some other tasty guns, hopefully. You know, you just kind of hope, like, there's a dude running across the snow right in front of you in one of these instances. Except I'm more likely to be the dude. I think I'm going to drop... What's the move here? I was going to say, I think I'm going to drop the SKS in like a bush. But that's when we'd get into a fight and I'd have to run away, or, you know, we're not going to run away. We'll fight it. We'll fight it. But, long story short, I'd end up leaving the SKS behind. We'll just triple in there and be as careless as we were before and throw guns on the ground, and hopefully no one comes to liberate them from us. The only saving grace about these crashes is if you are in the other two sites, like looking for a crash over at those, you can't, it's far enough away that you can't hear these. I'm surprised we heard the first one with being just out of the exits. I'm getting slightly more paranoid now. Where is everybody? You know, actually, before we go in here, not that this matters to go in here, we're still going in the same way we were. Just out of curiosity's sake, how are we doing on pop? Okay, it has declined, as it does on this server as the evening goes on. But it's still a third full, which is not safe by any means, but it makes me feel better than it was when it was half full when we got on. I wish I had a better route instead of just guessing how to run up here every time. Stomping around and make a bunch of noise. I'm also going backwards to go forwards. Well done, well done. I can't really... yeah, I can't jump anymore either. So I do have to be cautious about getting myself stuck. There we go. Ooh, ooh, okay. Or, you know, falling down holes and such. I've been staring down at the rocks. I haven't even remotely looked up to see if there's a player right in front of me. Other than Fire Dude, I've also encountered players like at the heli crash area. And then one guy that was in here then like wanted to hang out. He was like, "Hey guys." It was like, dude, I'm sorry, this is not the spot to make friends. There we go, that's what we were talking about. Maker rounds. Boots. Okay, I think we're gonna swap those just for sake of. They're about to get wet again anyway. We might just take the rocks out of here to leave, but... really? You can't go upstairs when you're crouched? I always go about this stuff the worst way possible, like go expose myself to the bits. I don't know if that's a defender or a plate, but I can't really take a defender. There is the key there. Okay, we'll just drop the SKS here. I can't believe I'm gonna reload my Colt mag in the middle of this active heli crash site with the end game quest items on the ground. What's the worst that could happen? Okay, that was interesting, but we got where we needed to be. Why aren't you putting that away? Don't forget the SKS. That's the big thing right now. I don't care about tuna. Another M4. Yeah, okay. This is so dumb. The way we're going about this is the worst possible way to do this. Okay, here's all our guns from before anyway. What are we doing? What are we doing? Get that on full auto. Yeah, it's defender. We can't afford that. A 60 rounder. Oof, oof, oof. Oh, this is so stupid. We're standing still right here. No, why did you drop that? Well done, well done. Okay. For right now, we don't care about that. Can we get... No, we can't. Can we get it into the cooking pot? That made me jump out of my skin. Just that little bit of shenanigan noise there. Okay, where's our M4? The poopy M4. We're not even looking, we're just like wandering around. Okay, I'm gonna tuck us back in the corner here because I don't think... Yeah, you can't see us anywhere. Okay. I kind of have to like give myself a second, run around like a dummy. Damaged, damaged. That's also damaged. Okay, I don't want to load that here though. Or same guns. SKS, don't forget the SKS. We've got the key. Let's get out of here. I was like, ooh, why am I so light? This is why. Yeah, this is risky, but we're gonna take the rocks out. Should only really have to watch the one side. That is not the maze, that is close. Yeah, that's a fight. Let's go see if we can take that. This is super risky. We might blow the whole run, but... I think it was just one on one-on-one. Might have been two fighting a wraith or something, though. They have this tower? That's close. And I have 22 rounds and a 60 rounder. Let's go do this. Yeah, these guys are right in front of me. There's a little POI up here. That might have been finishing shots. Okay, there's a guy. We blew that. Woo! Yeah, that boy's got a plate on him. I kind of need to peel back. Like, I can't really take this. I went in confidently, and now I'm less. There he was, I think. I think that was him flashing in that tree there. Ooh, I don't like that. Smoking. Okay, so he's hurt. Hurt behind that rock. We might be getting in trouble here from the right. But I imagine he's going to pull back the same way that he came in. Let's just hang out here for a second. What am I ranged at too? I'm ranged at 100. Those just weren't good shots is all. Ah, that's a bummer. I don't want to get too crazy here. Pushing through these trees is not smart. Because he definitely would have run back the way we're looking. But he also might be kind of... I don't know if he'd be pushing. The smoke is very telling. Yeah, let's get out of here. I'm not even 100% sure where the smoke was and where we shot at him. I don't know if he killed the guy he was fighting. So let's... I do have to run in the open here. I'm pretty sure I have one EpiPen though, so we're not going to risk that. But that dude could be in any of those trees, just kind of waiting for us to make the move. Let's not give the satisfaction. This is a terrible spot to be though. We're going to be in the open for a good amount and kind of changing elevation pretty rapidly. That way. Yeah, so if he kind of flanked on us... I hate the overuse of the word flank in this game. Not every maneuver is a flank. If he wraps around left from where we were, we would be in bad way there, so... That's kind of cool, though. At least we got some shots on somebody. I definitely could have waited a little better. And when he staggered, oh, I can't believe I didn't finish that up. But what are you going to do? You don't get them all. We very well also might get shot very soon here. Especially when I'm messing around trying to get over there. Yeah, because this is going to be tough. I'm pretty sure there's going to be an ice jump or two. Especially if somebody else is around and kind of heard that and is close by and I don't maneuver properly here. Oh, that's scary. Oh, that's scary. I'm still scared. Oh, right into the little Millie with the captain. No! Okay, we gotta get away here. The last thing I need is a captain. There's not that many zombies of that, but I'm still super visible from behind me. That's all static, so that's not actually a heli. This is a bad spot, but I'm gonna just hang out for a second. Because we need to stop at least the lip smacking, even for our own sanity, never mind other players. Did we chlorinate that? If we have 5, we did. Yeah. The other big bummer is the lack of 308. I don't think we have any boxes. No. What big food items do we have still? Pots down here. See, I even need to organize the order in which that stuff is. Oh, the 60 rounder. Guns on the ground. Guns not in repair. That's the kind of stuff that gets you in trouble. Yeah, we don't have that much 5.56 either. So this tree, this position is kind of exactly what I thought about when I was considering pushing, especially after the smoke went. It's like if he's popping smoke, he might be hobbling out of there. I don't know if I hit him more than once though, the stagger shot. Okay, zombie on my right, obviously, but I thought I heard something on my left. We could unload the 5.56 from that, but realistically, if I'm not going to hit him in 51 shots, it probably wasn't meant to be. Where's that LER mag? I do want to stack that, though, because I only have the 17 shots left of 308. Okay. Yeah, we could have played that many different ways. Got some more 5.56 in that. I think I've got... Do I have 101 mags? There's 30 rounds. No, AKM mags. I don't think I have any 101. Yeah, okay. So the only 5.56 I have are in the mag Cs and such. Alright, let's get out of here a little further. My stamina is just absolutely terrible. Ooh, don't get stuck on the net. Yeah, because there's our maze. So I think this tree looks pretty good. We're about 14 minutes early for quitting time, but I think that'll do it. I think we're in a good spot. That'll give us some cooldown from our random encounter there. I do wish you had some way of knowing how much did we hurt that guy. You know, how much pain did we cause? And really it's more of a matter of like wondering, should I have pushed my luck there a little bit? I obviously could have. I don't know how smart that would have been. We'll get underneath next time. We'll do the maze. We've got the heli crash key. And then potentially weigh out how much we want to re-loot that and maybe play a different map. Just based on us not having a ton of ammo. So this is where we're going to call it. I'm going to give you the splash screen there as I log out. Hopefully you don't hear any sudden loud shots or explosions. Just the chirping of birds or squawking, squeaking. There we go, we're out. No, I think solid session. Started outside the passage, got through the passage. Relatively, I mean, we're decently geared. FAL, M4, good condition, bunch of cleaning kits, decent amount of ammo. We need an AKM. We need to be able to use that 7.62 in an automatic fashion as we get later into the map. But that's a matter for next week. So next Friday, same time, excuse me, Saturday, same time, same place. We are doing Quest for Glory 5 for Back in My Day Friday, making some good progress on that game as well. Again, next week is going to be the last one for a little bit on that session as well. If that doesn't interest you, once again, saturDayZ continues. Start with Deadfall, get through the maze, get underneath, loot up, and then kind of evaluate what we want to do. If we get a bunch of stuff, we might just go through to the end game, but I think what we're going to be doing is logging there and then switching gears, maybe into Mollusk or something like that. And then we'll take a break there as well. So thanks so much to the folks that came in. If you're watching this at a later date, I'm elderb. Take care.